I was so excited to be cast in Jesus Christ Superstar Live. It's been on my bucket list for so long to be part of one of these live TV musicals, and here I am getting to do it with the best of the best: John Legend, Sarah Bareilles, Brandon Dixon, Alice Cooper. Yeah. But I'm so excited. The overall story of Jesus Christ Superstar is it's like Jesus's last week of his life. You know, it's him going to Jerusalem, and it's him coming in and trying to start a revolution with his apostles, right? Being soldiers of love and trying to show people like a better way of living. And then you see the pushback to that, and that's when he gets arrested and ultimately crucified. So I'm playing a character named Peter. He's one of the apostles, and he is just like completely obsessed with Jesus. He's infatuated with Jesus. I mean, he like left his family, his wife, to travel with this man for 3 years and hear him preach and build up his following and witness miracles. And he's just obsessed with this human, with Jesus. He thinks that he's, you know, the perfect person and somebody that kind of fills his soul with hope. I imagine that at some point he had like his whole life, he was a fisherman, but there was this kind of nagging at him that there was something better, that there was something more. And I think Jesus fulfills that for Peter. So he's just totally infatuated with this man. And would like to believe that he's with him until the very end. And there's this sort of key moment where at the Last Supper, Jesus kind of calls Peter out, and he's like, "You're going to deny me. And not just that, but you're going to deny me 3 times. And Peter's like, "I don't know what you're talking about. Like, that's not, I've been with you for 3 years. Like, what?" He's just so confused. And then it turns out that after Jesus is arrested and crucified, he kind of gets caught up by this mob of people who were like, "Hey, I know you. You were with that Jesus guy." And he freaks out. I think the tragedy is that if he had like a one-on-one situation like us, and you were just like, "So, do you know Jesus?" He would probably be like, "Oh yeah, he's the best guy." But it was this mob of people, and he's afraid for his life, so he ends up denying Jesus, just like he said, and then feels so guilty about it for the rest of his life. I think audiences are going to relate to this show, and particularly to my character, because as I said, Peter is just completely infatuated with Jesus, and I am completely infatuated with John Legend. I mean, he's incredible. He sounds like an angel. He's like one of the nicest humans that I've ever met. He's so chill, and I feel like I'm pretty sure the rest of America feels the same way, the rest of the world. So I think people are going to relate to that kind of celebrity, right, that we place on people. Even in a spiritual situation, we have this kind of infatuation, this we put them on a pedestal, and I feel like that's a very human, universal thing. And so people will relate to it on a story level, but also on an actual level of seeing John Legend play this amazing character. The most exciting part about this, playing Peter, this character, is trying to find the humanity of why he ends up denying this incredible man that he's devoted so much of his life to, and trying to find a way to make it not like mustache twirly and villainy. You know what I mean? It's to make it a human thing, and to find that it's a struggle to figure out how to tell that story effectively. But it's an interesting struggle that makes this process really fascinating for me. And the other cool, awesome thing about doing this is John Legend and Sarah Bareilles and Brandon Victor Dixon. Okay, the 20-second summary of Jesus Christ Superstar. It's the last week of Jesus' life, told rock opera style, with an amazing Bangarang cast. Andrew Lloyd Webber's impact on musical theater is like, there's no way to even describe it. It's like, he is musical theater. He's got all these huge hits, these long-running shows that are not just, they're long-running because they're audience pleasers, right? I mean, audiences love to come and see them over and over again. But not just that, but even new generations fall in love with his material. It spans entire genres. I mean, he goes from a musical about cats, singing cats and dancing cats to like this amazing rock opera. It's an incredible library of work. Yeah, and the world would be just a completely different, less interesting place without him, if he hadn't been here to create all the cool stuff that he has. I think that 40 years later, this show has stood the test of time because, well, first of all, it is tied to this, biblical, ancient, epic story, right? That everybody cares about, and it's this ultimate hero's journey almost. It's the thing that people love about Marvel movies. I mean, they're almost a continuation of this story that we retell over and over again, which is like the Jesus story.